I'm at the Susanna Park in Martinez, California. This park's been around over 100 years. It's a historic park. It was updated a few years ago. They have new benches and new pavement here. But this park was here in the 1960s and 70s. And I'm going to show you how close it is to Martinez Elementary. This is the elementary school, and it's kind of hard to tell from this scene, but this is the parking lot for that school out front. In October 1969, Zodiac had called Daniel Williams and said that he had gone to his school, but there was a police car in the parking lot and that he decided to just leave. So anyway, I just wanted to show you the proximity of these things. He could have easily been in this park. Not only that, right here is another school. It's the Catholic school. It just closed a few years ago. It's St. Catherine's. And then here's St. Catherine's Church right there. These are historic also. They've been around a long time. Now let me show you where the Martinez Elementary School is. Now I'm going to zoom in from here. Right there is the school, and it's kind of hard to tell, but that's a parking lot right there. So you could easily be here and observe the parking lot. Here's the parking lot I was talking about. And that's Martinez Elementary. It's laid out just like it was at the time of Zodiac. There's this big field here, and that field goes clear over to the Martinez Junior High, which is that building right up there. That's part of Martinez Junior High School. So Martinez Elementary and Martinez Junior High are together, and they have this one common field. And way back there at the end was where the pedestrian bridge was to cross over Alhambra Creek. Now, Alhambra Creek runs right down the middle of Martinez, California, all the way through. Let me show you the creek. So this creek goes many blocks, or 4 blocks actually, without any place to cross over for a car because it backs up against the school. So at some point in time, the city had built a pedestrian crossover bridge. That was for the students to walk home without having to go clear around. Now there's Susanna Street Park, or Susanna Park there. Here's the back end of Martinez Junior High School. Most kids lived on the west side of town, and when they got out of school, they'd walk back to that creek back there and cross over the pedestrian bridge. So you can see it's very wooded over there. And I did get pictures on the other side, but it was very overgrown, even when it was in full operation. As you entered that pedestrian bridge, there were tree limbs hanging down and you couldn't really see in there. It was really kind of scary crossing it. But it's been torn down, and the entrance is back there behind this area. I'm sorry I couldn't get a better picture of it. There's Susanna Park. Over there, Martinez Elementary and Martinez Junior High behind it. We're driving parallel to Alhambra Creek. We're going to go 4 blocks. So first of all, Jones Street, dead end. All these streets are dead ending into Alhambra Creek. And behind it is the school. So on one side you have a dead end, the other side you have a regular street. It goes a few blocks, but continuing up Estudillo. There you can see the creek again. Here we are arriving at Arriba Street. This is the street where the pedestrian bridge was located, so the kids could exit out of the back of the junior high or Martinez Elementary and walk home. They lived on the west side of Alhambra Creek. The pedestrian bridge has long been removed. I've edited in another bridge in Martinez that crosses over Alhambra Creek that's very similar to the one that used to be here in this location. This bridge is more narrow than the original one that was crossing over this part of Alhambra Creek, as well as the one behind Martinez Junior High. This is the bridge where Eric Coy was killed. Imagine that young boy pushing past the shrubs and tree limbs and crossing this bridge and seeing a man out there with a red umbrella that had a knife that attacked him and stabbed him to death on the bridge. It just makes me so sick, I can't stand it. But it was a bridge just like this, and I believe it was Zodiac. So here's Alhambra Creek at the end of Arriba Street. And this seems very overgrown, but I can tell you, when that pedestrian bridge was here, that it was not kept up well, and it was overgrown, at least in the early 70s. And when you walked onto the bridge, you couldn't see necessarily on that bridge. You'd walk and sometimes have to push back these vines and get in there before you could really see very well. So it was always a little scary. Of course, the bridge was much wider than some of the elements that are left behind of that bridge. You can see here, it used to go across from here, but it was pretty wide. I'd say it was 10 feet wide to 12 feet wide. Always felt like you could drive a car across it.